8 p.m. How about your Facebook? How about your YouTube? How about your Dialogue with Dozie? It's in your, well, I can't say it like we say in radio. It's in your eyesight. That's what it is. We're here. Hey, so glad that you hopped on today. It's been a busy day. I don't know where you are, what your weather is like, but it's pretty warm down here in sunny South Florida. But we probably wouldn't have it any other way, huh? Is if we got a say so in it. We do have a say so. This is where we choose to live because we like living here. One of the reasons is the beautiful weather. We're elated that you're with us tonight. I'm hoping and praying that a special guest is going to be able to pop in somewhere around the half hour. If not, we'll just need you to be that special guest. Hop on, share, conversate with us, holler back at your boy. We got a lot of stuff to deal with tonight, as always. We'll do it either way. Looking for you to make this a great show tonight. You get to decide what the night show. Hey, I love my team at Go Giga, the best team in all of the world. The promo poster pretty much summed up what everything is about. We really want you to hop on and join in with us tonight. So tonight, we unfortunately, well, this life is full of swift transitions, we are told. Tonight we're celebrating the life by dedicating this show to the memory of Ted Turner. Ted Turner, oh man, what an innovator in life, but particularly what an innovator in what a media innovator that Ted Turner has proven to be. Did you not know that Ted Turner is not only is he the inventor of CNN, he's the inventor of the 24-hour news cycle. It used to be, you know, Mika Zabrinsky that we look at, Morning Joe. She's Morning Joe's wife now on one network with cable outlet. Well, she used to work for CBS, and she had a show that was from like 2 o'clock in the morning to like 6 a.m. That was the closest that you got, and there were several of the main 3 broadcasting programs that did that. CNN reversed that when Ted Turner introduced a 24-hour news cycle and started. That's one of the greatest things that he's known for. He was married to activist Joan Fonda, who stood up for a whole lot of stuff. She was quite an activist indeed. And they were married up until fairly recently, the last 5 years, I think it was. But Ted Turner was the one who kicked off CNN. He has since sold it. He's a billionaire extraordinaire. He's a philanthropist. He has given to many quality causes. Ted Turner, during the years that the Olympics were blocked because of the Russia, because we were not dealing with Russia, and then they didn't come. They were supposed to come to America. They didn't come. Ted Turner started the Goodwill Games, which he thought and hoped would be an alternate to the Olympics. It never did quite take off like that, but he had several installments of 4-year intervals of the Goodwill Games, and just very, very innovative. He sold CNN about 5 years ago to the company that now owns CBS, and we're hoping and praying that it does not turn out to be a fascist, run by a fascist government and control. We've heard people talk about it, but let me stick with Ted Turner. Ted Turner owned the Atlanta sports teams. He owned the Atlanta Braves. He owned the Atlanta Hawks, and he owned the Atlanta Flames baseball hockey team. Did I say the Hawks basketball team? Yeah, he owned the Atlanta Hawks. One year, when the Braves were in an extraordinary losing streak, Ted Turner came down from the owner's box and donned the uniform of the Braves and appointed himself manager. It was going way back. Bowie Kuhn was the commissioner of Major League Baseball at the time. See, I do know a little baseball. And finally, he came out with the edict that stopped him from doing that. And Ted appeared anyway. Then he came back, and finally they had a resolution. He sent the current manager on an expedition trip. He said, what do you call it? A scouting trip. and a scouting and a fishing trip was what he told him. The current managers, they wanted to throw that losing, and Ted came down and managed the team. This is just a kind of hilarious innovation that this guy was. That I mentioned, he was married to Jane Fonda. In his latter years, his illness has kind of slowed him down. The philanthropy did not stop. Ted Turner single-handedly is responsible. He's an animal activist of bringing back the bisons to this nation. He brought bisons, mother nations. He got them together and got our bison population back up, and many of the animals. A lot of great stuff happened out of this brother from Atlanta, whose father was a smaller media mogul. Turner took a small TV station, local TV station, WTBS. Is still on most cable systems. WTBS, as people around Atlanta could get with the clothes hanger. He converted into a cable cable industry, well, a cable juggernaut, and that has spawned what is now TBS, TNT, which is a movie network, and he had a foray into sports networking. Those programs have no longer exist. Ted Turner at one point hosted, more or less, was an unofficial host of the Olympics in the 90s that were held there in Atlanta. Ted Turner, just an all-around innovator, a go-getter. He left us, I think it was Thursday night at age 87. We honor his spirit of philanthropism, his spirit of innovation, and his spirit of being well-rounded to all people. Ted Turner, thank God for sending him our way. All right, let's go right into what's going on. And I think that would kind of kick off with what's going on in D.C. Well, what do we call that segment? Orange Madness? Wow. So let's talk about what's a bit relatively quiet, per se, for Orange Madness. Relatively quiet. Today, we awoke this morning to the administration turning down a peace proposal to end the war with Iran. And I understand that some of the tenets of it, two of the main tenets, was that Iran would be able to maintain their ability to their uranium deposits so that they can continue to build their nuclear bomb, which apparently was told that was the whole reason for the war in the first place. And the second thing was that they would continue to control, which after all is their property, the Straits of Hormuz. So the president was voted as saying, was picked as saying that because of this proposal being totally unacceptable, that the ceasefire, the current ceasefire, the one that we keep putting off, and we keep saying there's a deadline and we keep putting it off. Well, apparently the president has depicted it as the peace plan as being on life support. Life support. That's a pretty cryptic. That's a pretty cryptic depiction of the ceasefire that's going on. The other thing that came out of Orange Madness over the weekend was yesterday was Mother's Day. Hey, Toya, Markia, and all ladies involved, happy Mother's Day, belated Mother's Day from the dialogue. Thank you all for all you do for raising our children. You bring them here, you raise them, you help them to be responsible and good people, and we just bless God for you all, and thank you. You are the best. Toya got a little specialty thing for Madam Producer. We're just so grateful for her and what she does with her children. Listen, the other thing that he did on Mother's Day, and you can't find it anywhere, we were told it was taken down on Truth Social. He posted this on Truth Social on Mother's Day. Mother's Day, get this, you wake up to Mother's Day, all this cheers in the air, phones, everybody's phones are blowing up because the ladies are getting a Mother's Day text from all over the country, from everybody, Mother's Day cards. And on Truth Social, the big thing was how long the text had come from the president. The president had made this gigantic post. And when it was depicted on one of the TV programs, actually it was Mother's Day weekend, And when they showed it, man, that post must have been like this long, just for starters. And in it, he blasted many of the people in whom he had appointed to the Supreme Court, and called them as basically betraying him, backsliding him by not going along with the terrorists, shooting down the terrorists, and other policies that came out of Orange Land that he had proposed, and he came down on several justices, Amy Coney Barrett, and those of whom he had put on the court, and he came down against them. And it was a long post. When you would have been saying, like one year he said that his wife was probably the greatest mother of all time. That's what you expect to hear from him and to see from him. But what we did see was this long post with him going off, and boy, did he go off on Hakeem Jeffries and others. So Dozie, what's new? That's what happens, right? Okay. Orange Madness, thanks for this being a relatively calm week. We're watching to see what's going to happen with the ceasefire situation in Iran. Also, tonight we just learned that Stephen Miller has been censored or put down or quieted or reprimanded. I don't know what's the proper. I spent time pre-show trying to diagnose what's the latest on it, but some of this data was still coming out 30 minutes before we got ready to sign on. And apparently Stephen Miller is, because of some of the faux pas that he has had, and there were some recent things that happened, that the administration has kind of given him just giving him an opportunity. Well, time out. Is that what y'all do with your children now? Time out? Well, I would have longed to see a day of time out when I had an appointment with my dad coming. You know what I'm talking about? Time out would have been great. Well, apparently he has been given administrative orange time out, and we'll see how that plays out. It was the leading story on one of the all news cable shows, and like I said, I looked to do some reading. So we'll look to see just how that comes out. And other recent news, Secretary of Transportation, he was on Meet the Press yesterday, and he was encouraging us to drive, to get out there and drive, to get out there, spend gas money, drive. The gas prices are going to come down, drive. And apparently he went on this exhaustive road trip that was sponsored by many corporations. Many corporations gave him money or sponsored a road trip that he went on. Sponsored, wink, wink, just like the ballroom of the White House after they've torn down the eastern portion of the White House. That's supposed to be by generous donors, billionaires, and so forth. And now they're asking Congress, yeah. Well, anyway, he went on this road trip and to encourage people to drive. You know how much gas is here in Florida? A medium range, heck, Costco's is about $4.45, $4.50. And that's for regular gas. For people who use premium gas, it's lurking around the $4.99 mark. This is the kind of gas price. These are the kind of gas prices that you had in California. That would have been several years ago to get gas that cheap. I don't want to know what it's like there in California, but in Florida, premium gas is $4.99. Regular gas lurks around $4.50. So we're and a lot of this is going, and what we're being told is that if the war, the quote unquote war, that is a war, if it ended today, there would still be months up to years before we would see prices at the pumps go down. But these are the things that we were told, and some of you all, you went along with it and you voted that would end the next day. Gas prices will go down, grocery prices will go down. If you find any places where that has happened, text the dialogue and let us know about it. We want to share it with all of America, okay? And close to home, wow. This guy, he's going out with a bang. Who could have suspected this when he was elected in, 2018 now? Let's see, let's see, this is 2026, so it was 2018. Yes, who was suspected that this governor, little Ronnie DeSantis, would have caused us all of the problems that he is causing? Is that him? Is that Ron? Yeah, that's little Ron. I'm not gonna call the man Ron DeSatan like many of y'all call him. I'm not gonna do that. I don't know why y'all call that man Ron DeSatan. Ron DeSatan. You think it's nice to call somebody Ron DeSatan, or to refer to somebody as DeSatan? Their name is DeSantis. You call him DeSatan. Anyway, I'm not going to refer to him as Ron DeSatan. Governor DeSantis has come out. His term is almost over, but he wants to leave a lasting mark, a lasting impression, and that's what he's doing. He is calling for a special session of the legislature in July. In July, he's calling for a special session of the legislature. Guess what? The one thing that the legislature, that the government of the state of Florida is supposed to do, the one thing is to approve a budget. That has not been done yet. There have now been 2 special sessions when this goes through, the redistricting and then this, things that would alter and change. And that is for the one that he's calling for before July, or before July ends, is the property taxes. The property taxes amendment that would then go to be voted upon in November. He's rushing to get it passed by the legislature, so it would then go to the Congress. Go to the ballot in the November election. And if 6% of Floridians pass it, then there will no longer be a property tax. Do not fall for the okie doke. Do not fall for the okie doke, because we'll have police cars that are, instead of being 3 years old, maybe 4 years old, they'll be more like 8 years old and 10 years old and 12 years old, because local governments won't get that revenue that they're used to getting. And believe me, as one who drove a police car, you didn't want to be in a car that's longer than 3 years old because of the mileage, the damage. There are some departments that are south of us. I won't call the names. Some of the take-home cars that those officers ride around in are horrendous. Education, we know there's already an assault on education. All kinds of things. That's what they want to do. It's an okie doke to cut the taxes. We'll talk more about it if it does pass the legislature there in Tallahassee. But that's what he wants to do before July. All right. So, boy, it's just a lot of stuff going on. Clicking over to sports, and I'm really taking a chance now, because if my guest doesn't show up, then we would have expended maybe I better kind of reconfigure some things. That I think maybe that would be smart. Hey, I need to hear a comment from you guys. I need to hear from you. I need you all to, first of all, tell everybody, text and I can't wish I could read the comments, but text your friends, let them know that the dialogue is on, and I'm gonna have to go on to social media myself to see the dialogue. And as I'm kind of looking for things to say, social media, and we have a scripted show. Social media has one of the things that we heard was that Mark Zuckerberg, was that his name? Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, was heard to say that Facebook's social media needs to be more masculinized. It needs to have more of a masculine feel and face to it. That was what was said. And the next day, 500,000 females were out of a job. I keep telling you all, elections have consequences. We'll talk more about that in a second. Elections have consequences. Project 2025, man, they meant business. Them people meant business. And they're going to take us back to the old days. And here's what's crazy. Project 2025, or the old days, or even now, you're seeing that the people that are suffering are not just the people who are suffering are not just people who look like me, or people who speak with a Hispanic accent, black and brown people. Man, if you're not a billionaire in this society, you're behind the eight ball. And what just I still can't see it is that still this administration, this ideology still gets the support of of this demographic. There's a 32% demographic that's just as solid as the nose on my face. I think it's solid. I haven't been in a boxing match lately. I haven't been fighting or nothing like that. 32% is solid. When this president said in 2015 when he was running for election that he could walk down a Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and not be indicted, well, we see now that's absolutely, that's true. Supreme Court has even supported that now. But he can do anything. And the people who are suffering, the Appalachians, the Delta, Mississippi, the swamplands here, Florida, West Florida, the lower demographic, socioeconomic demographic, mostly non-ethnic population, where the social income is the lowest, ones that are suffering, the ones who lost clinics, the ones who now have to go into major metropolitan cities to get medical attention. Doctors are no longer accessible. Insurance has been cut. We're not even talking about Medicaid expansion and all of those things. And for the life of me, it's almost like a suicidal complex. Listen, white females who have been victimized in many ways, so many lawsuits, from everything from harassment to rape. And I'm talking about court indictments, still went to the polls and supported this administration in 2024. So I don't know, what is this complex? It's almost like I don't want to say suicidal inundation, but it's I don't understand. But that's what's happening. But listen, it's the job of the dialogue to just keep you informed. And I want to just inform you, ladies and gentlemen, whatever you do, for goodness sakes, keep your eyes peeled on the state of Florida, this property tax amendment. If it does go through, mobilize your teams of people, and everybody should have a team of at least 3 people, 3 to 5 people, even up to 10 people that you know that they're going to vote, how they're going to vote. And I'll talk more about that next week. And all of this, and that they know that that's an okie-doke. The property tax amendment, if it goes to the ballot, it's an okie-doke. Now, we got to do better than we did on the amendments a couple years ago. We still got our boys and girls going to jail for small amounts of marijuana, and I'm the last one that's going to push being able to do that. But when sometimes you have to look at practicality, and some of those things in those laws were practical, and we let them spend billions of dollars to fight it coming in, and so we lost. We can't afford to do that with the property tax amendment. Listen, we're going to go to break. I'm going to break the script. We're going to go to break just in case I'm doing this by myself. The second half of the show, we're going to go to break, and got a little segment for us, and we'll come back and get on it, okay? All of your virtual needs. That's all I got to say. All of your virtual needs, they got them. The Go Giga X team, they have them. Toya, Kia, that team, you see that professional, that commercial. We're going to change it at some point, but we'll keep that one because it's just so awesome. It depicts in a matter of 12 seconds or so, it depicts all the works that they do. And it depicts the many people whom they work with, the celebrities, anywhere from Anthony Hamilton to all of the stars, and you see them there, and they have done the work, web building. Go Giga X, that's the team that does us in the Golden Square podcast, and they do many other podcasts. They do all kind of conferences, the Golden Square. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But Go Giga X, please hit them up, follow them up, and see what they can do for you. They got you. Maybe it's just a web builder. Go Giga X. That's the team that you got to see. Okay. As Madam Producer, I'm asking if you can make that call. Maybe we'll see where we stand with our guest. You can call him. In the meantime, got this segment that's called Why Are You Upset? Why are you upset? And I was supposed to tell Madam Producer she was supposed to introduce that. She was supposed to come on and ask the question. She's supposed to say, Daddy or Dozie, whatever she wants to say, why are you upset? We just didn't get a chance to do it, to set it up. Well, I'm upset tonight because voter statistics. I'm really upset because of voter statistics. And my comments tonight are primarily linked to our young people and our African-American brothers and sisters. Why are we upset? From the 2024 national election, the age demographic between ages 18 and 24, a year that we really had an opportunity to make some major inroads. One source says that 9% of that demographic went to the polls and voted. Now, 9% voted. They did vote. 54% of them voted for for Kamala Harris, but only 9% went. If 9% was 18, 18% was 36, imagine what difference that would have made in that election. And I keep telling y'all, elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. Listen, I want to look at our young ladies. Our men between the ages of 18 and 29, our men between the ages of 18 and 29, only 7%, and this is not just black voters. This is all by this age. 7% voted between 18 and 29, and they voted 49% for the president, 47% for Kamala Harris. I'm looking at this age group, this group right here by race. 8% of whites went to the polls. 8% of whites went to the polls between the ages of 18 and 29. And 49% voted for Kamala Harris, 49% voted for the president. But it's the number that went to the polls that I'm looking at, 8%. Man, I couldn't wait till I was old enough to vote. I carried my voter registration card like that was a badge of honor. I had just gotten the right to do something that my foreparents had died, lost their lives, lynched to give me that right. I was so excited. Not only that, I was just excited as a young American to be able to vote. Okay, everybody can't, pull themselves out like I did. And what's even sadder is that, according to this source, only 2% of blacks between the ages of 18 and 29 went to the polls and voted. You voted overwhelmingly for Kamala Harris, 84 to 15%, but only 2%. What if that was 4%? What if that was 8%? What if that was 16%? What if that was 32%? You ask me why I'm angry? I'm trying not to blow a gasket. I'm trying not to have medical attention. I'm trying not to have a need for somebody to come in and give me, some kind of CPR or nothing like that. But I'm upset about that because we spend a lot of times targeting that demographic, your demographic. Listen, you're watching the show tonight, everybody in your bloodline, when they get to be 15 years old, you tell them in 1 year you can register to vote. I don't care what laws they put in place. If you got to be driven to a supervisory elections office 10 miles away, it's worth it. Take them there. Drive them there. Let them pre-register at age 16, so at 18, they're automatically registered to vote. Okay, I want to look at one more demographic and then I'm done. Okay, maybe that was it. So you ask me why I'm angry? I'm angry. I spend a lot of times with young people on athletics fields, in classrooms, and other forums, churches, events, what do we call them? Actions that we have done. Spent a lot of time, and it's almost like painful. I heard one of my colleagues say the other day that he went to a school and it was just hurtful that our young people, and when I say I mean Black American young people, were just not interested. Just not interested. Elections have consequences. Elections have consequences. All those things that happened in the last 2 weeks, all of these court decisions, you go to as a state and you vote to redistrict, and a circuit judge shuts it down, and the state Supreme Court comes in there on a weekend and supports it. Elections have consequences. I want to say to my young people, I don't want to be angry about this gubernatorial election in the state of Florida, about these amendments that may come up on the ballot. Let's vote. Let's register and let's vote. Let's up these numbers. We need to be in double digits in order to turn things around in the state of Florida. Got to have 80% of our voters, and then Dozie won't still be angry. All right, I know, Madam Producer, I went a little long on this segment, but I really am passionate about our young people exercising their precious right to vote. Okay, the next thing I want to do is a glimpse of Black history tonight. I want to talk about somebody that left us in 2020, and many of us don't even know him and who he is. And I'm talking about Congressman John Lewis. Congressman John Lewis. Congressman Lewis, and I don't know if we got a graphic up for him or not, but Congressman Lewis, Congressman Lewis was the president of SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. And let me emphasize nonviolent coordinating committee, because during that era in the 60s, there were a lot of groups that fought for civil rights and human rights, and they were not all nonviolent. But the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee was one of those. They call the Big Four: SCLC, the NAACP, and other groups. That he was closely aligned with Dr. King. In fact, he lived right in Atlanta, and he served as a term as the president of SNCC. But he got his greatest notoriety, and it's an ignominious form of notoriety. Congressman King, thank you, Go-Gig. I love that collage you got going. Congressman Lewis was beaten unmercifully as they went to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge. We just did that a few weeks ago. We just commemorated it, and we're going to do it every year because we need to know, particularly in fact of losses that have come about in view of the losses that have the voters' rights that have been stripped in the redistricting. We want to always remember the price that was paid. John Lewis was beaten within inches of his life. On the Edmund Pettus is Martin Luther King and group went to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Bulldogs were sicked on them, and deputies beat them with billy sticks and beat him really, really badly. He went on, he survived, he became a U.S. congressman. He was a member of Ebenezer Church, Dr. King's church, and that's church where Senator Raphael Warnock is now. He was his parishioner. And John Lewis left us in 2020, as I said, but there's a picture, and I don't think they were able to show it, where, did you all know that before 2024, there was a street just down the street from the White House, and it had yellow writing across the words that spelled the words Black Lives Matter. There it is. Maybe you can't see the writing, but that says Black Lives Matter. John Lewis on a cane just weeks before he died was there on Black Lives Matter Square, as it was referred to, and he stood there. He coined the phrase "good trouble." Don't go to jail for stealing, don't go to jail for robbing, don't go to jail for beating anybody up, but go to jail for good trouble, for protesting, for fighting for rights, for standing up that others can enjoy the real edicts of the American dream. Congressman Lewis died in 2020. His body lay in repose at the United States Capitol. And the president at that time was the same president as this president. He refused to take a limousine drive down Pennsylvania Avenue to the Capitol and pay his respects to such an iconic figure, not only for civil rights, but for human rights. And before he was buried, Congressman John Lewis's body was driven over the Edmund Pettus Bridge there and back. As some of you may have remembered, in his last few years, Jesse Jackson was driven in a wheelchair over the Edmund Pettus Bridge because it was such a significant and a symbolic gesture. And he did up until last year. In fact, I think Jesse Jackson was driven. Congressman John Lewis, we salute you, and it's our sincere desire that everybody knows just who you are, sir, and what you meant to the fabric of American history, particularly to our history. John Lewis, thank you. Okay. All right. So here's where the boy has to pivot. That was something that I heard today in an earlier meeting. Pivot was something that I heard several times a day. So I want to talk about pivot. I'm looking at Google because I think I saw somewhere that Nick Nurse. Well, let me just look into it. Okay, so I'm not gonna honor that. People are saying that Nick Nurse may be on the way out. They're saying now that he may be on the way out the door. They didn't say that he was fired. Nick Nurse is the coach of the Sixers. And if anybody were to fire, well, they fire people, hire and fire them, and pay them all that money to sit home because these are billionaires and this money is like toys to them. If that were to happen to Nick Nurse, then it would just talk about more about the dysfunction of the Sixer organization. So I am going to exist, Madam Producer. If you can't reach our guest, we'll reschedule him. If we can't reach him, I'm going to exist as though we're going to do this thing because we got plenty of content here. Let's talk a little NBA playoffs. Let's pick up at the NBA playoffs. And I think we have a graphic that depicts the current NBA updates to NBA playoffs. What that means is, so it's one day out of date because the Knicks, man, those guys are hot. They swept the 76ers yesterday. They swept the series that put them back into the Eastern Conference Finals, a place where they were last year, where they lost in 7 games to the Indianapolis Pacers, who went on and lost in 7 games to the current NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder. So that is already, they should be up here. I don't know if you can see who I'm pointing. They are already in the Eastern Conference Finals. And on that same bracket, Cleveland and Detroit, they're playing right now, I think. I'll hit them as soon as we sign off the show. They're playing, that series is 2-1 Detroit, and they're playing tonight in Cleveland to see if Cleveland might can even up that series. But boy, those Knicks have been impressive. After going down 2-1 to Atlanta, they have won like 6 straight games. And the championship, the clinching game in Atlanta, they won like 38 points. And yesterday, they were up 38 points on the Sixers in the first quarter. Unbelievable. They've seemed to figure some things out. We don't know how far this will go, but people are thinking if they're playing at this rate, they will indeed be able to come out of the Eastern Conference and get to the conference to the league championship this year against likely Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City tonight has the opportunity to sweep, which would be 2 consecutive sweeps because they swept the first round Phoenix Suns 4-0. They just, beat them into submission. The Lakers have been a little bit of a challenge to them, but the depth of Oklahoma City eventually has worn them down. That depth has eventually worn them down. And what has happened is they got people coming off the bench. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander may not be having a great series, but man, his replacement will come in, and Shea still gets 19 points, makes big assists, kicks in a major 3-pointer, time 3-pointer. So what's been happening is that Lakers have been leading the last two games at halftime, but the third quarter they eventually just get fizzled out and worn down. And man, I got an opinion about LeBron James. I didn't like the way he left the Heat, but kudos to that brother. He has put that team on his back, and we'll talk a little bit more about him. So that series could end tonight in the I'll still say the Staples Center, Crypto.com Arena, whatever it is in Los Angeles. They're down 3-0, and we'll see if the Lakers can salvage a game. We heard their coach say that the Lakers coach say that man, that's a team over there, and he's telling the truth. When their bench can beat most teams in the NBA, and they just keep coming. They got draft picks just stacked up on top of draft picks to come back in upcoming years and to support the team that they got now. Even if they lost a piece or two to the salary cap, that Oklahoma City team is going to be a powerful team. Over there. Oh wow! So let me stop talking right now. Over there in the other bracket. So you got Oklahoma City and the Lakers. It could end the night, and the other bracket, Minnesota. They play tomorrow night. Minnesota is tied with the San Antonio Spurs, and a lot of people saying San Antonio will be. I'm gonna stop all of that right now. I'm gonna cut. There were some things I did want to talk about in sports, but I'm going right to my guest. See if we can get him back. Antwan Murphy. When this show first started, he was one of the first performers. He's a bona fide comedian. And Antwan, what's up, bro? Is he in here yet? Has he entered the room? I saw he entered. Okay. So Antwan, we'll give you a second to come on, and maybe we'll go a minute or two because we got to talk about. You got some funny stuff to share with us. Victor Wembanyama was kicked out of the game yesterday. He was ejected. First time he was ever ejected. He threw a vicious bone. We have a picture of that bone, but we'll talk about that some other time. But the league made a wise financial decision that they did not suspend him. Now they probably could have fined him. He did earn a flagrant foul. He did earn. I'm trying to read the text about my guess. He did earn an ejection yesterday and a flagrant foul because it was a pretty vicious bone, and he listened to quite a bit of talk today on Sports Center and not Sports Center, First Take, about whether or not he should be fined. And most people said, well, normally if it had been a regular season, he probably would have had a suspension or two. And his coach made an impassioned plea saying that he takes a beating every game, every night, and he has to do that if the referee's not going to get people off his back. The guy's 7'5", I think. They say he's 7'7", but he's 7'5". But he's not much bigger than this. He works out. You can see his development since he's been in the league, but he's still ever so small, and so he has to defend himself. See that bone? See that vicious bone that he threw? And that's what he was. That's why he was kicked out of the game. And for the Spurs, I would be highly encouraged because the Timberwolves had to fight like everything to hold on and win that game at the end and come back at that, even with them out of the game. And yeah, good decision, NBA, that you did not fire him. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm wearing my green shirt today. Okay. Giannis, is said that if something is not done before the draft, and that draft is going to be in about 6 weeks, then they started fielding offers today to trade Giannis from the Bucks. If you trade Giannis, trade at least one of his brothers. So, all right. Everything else can wait. We can talk about LeBron. Where is he going to be next week? Next year, we can talk about what's going to happen to the Sixers roster next. I do want to say this. I do want to say this. As we're waiting for my guest to pop in. I do want to say this. It has been said that there is a move to keep our young lions from registering, from signing with SEC schools. As a high school football coach, well, I haven't been able to do it this last year, but it's always going to be in my heart. Please, you can make it at a HBCU. You don't need the SEC. There are other conferences where they don't, where those states, the same boosters that have supported all these voter rights suppression bills and redistricting. There are other states that you can go. Go out and play in California. Go play in play in Maine. Play anywhere. Off, but come to a HBCU. We'll make sure that you get with it. Antwan Murphy, how about you, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? Well, I apologize for my late entry, man. I've been on the highway all night, man. My boy graduated college, man. So I'm on 2 hours of sleep, man. I'm out here at a training right now. That's why it looks so dark in here.
The last time we saw you on Twitter. So this is what we're gonna do. We just gonna spend a few minutes here and we'll sign off at our regular time at 9 o'clock. Can you will you promise me? Can we work together? Can you work it out with the team for the next time you can come and join us?
Yeah,
Speak.
most definitely, man. I'll be more prepared, man. And just man, I sat down, took my sock off, and you know when that blood pressure, when that blood get in that big toe, boy, you go down. You go down.
Antoine, man, yeah, you got to come on because we gotta commend you for the great father.
Oh yeah,
Maybe,
man, most definitely, man. You know me, man. I just out here trying to make sure these boys doing good in life, so they like my 401k plan. I can borrow some money from 'em.
I hope everybody heard him say that he's he's out there with that son who
Oh
just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yesterday. Son just
Yeah,
graduated.
yeah. My oldest, he graduated from Muskegon University. I'm out here right now. My middle son, he a junior receiver, Sincere Murphy, one of the top in his class. He out here working out, doing a private workout for a college right now. So we gonna keep the college disclosed, cause hint hint, they don't supposed to be out here. But we gonna we doing what we gotta do, man. Main thing like you were saying, like I want to pick it back off you talking about with HBCUs. It's opportunities out here for everybody, man.
Bless you, sir.
Yeah,
Bless you.
it's just like the bank, man. If you don't make your deposit, you can't withdraw.
I love it.
Yeah,
Man, you feel with wisdom. Hey, before you go, and thank you again for popping in, and we'll work this out.
yeah, yeah. Most definitely, man. I'm sorry, it was short notice, and I was trying to do what my heart had, but my body had another plan. I
Well,
apologize. And
we'll,
I
we'll,
was
we'll
and I wouldn't even sleep in my bed. I was sleep in the car.
oh, unbelievable, unbelievable. Antoine, can I ask you one question before you sign off, man?
Yes, sir.
What city you from?
I'm born and raised out of Franklin, Virginia. The military brought me here to Jacksonville.
And what do they call Jacksonville?
Huh? Duval.
And you was telling us one time about some thugs who just kind of take the streets over.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you. You know them real thugs. Everybody got them. That's them geese that be crossing the road, but they don't care about nothing. You hear me?
Antoine, man, safe travels back here.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. You keep being consistent. You doing what you doing, man, and that's what God got for you, man. I'm proud of you, man. You keep doing what you're doing. I apologize to your daughter. I was asleep in the car, smelling like a bag of onions, man. I got off the
Oh my
road, went to
goodness.
work. Now I'm out here training. Man, I'm tell you something. Some days I want to be a deadbeat, but it's too good to be a great father.
You, you awesome, Antoine. Y'all just getting a taste of him. We got to play some of this stuff on
Oh
here.
yeah, man. I get all the links and the stuff sent over to you, man. We want to sit down. We're gonna bring you in on some of my comedy shows and let's do a live episode before the comedy shows, man. With the
Yeah,
people walking in.
you're sure
We
cool
gonna
enough to do that.
Yeah, we gonna build, man. We gonna build. And we gonna let Kim pay for it all. Cause he got the money for it.
I'm gonna tell him that. I'm gonna tell my co-host in absentia that. I'm gonna tell him, hey Antoine, be safe on the way back,
Oh
man.
yeah, man, most definitely, man. I'm out here, but I apologize for my tardiness. I apologize that I didn't get in time enough, man. But my body sat down, but my heart was in the right place. And as soon as I seen it, I said, "Oh Lord, man." When
Thanks for
I looked
sharing.
in the car, I started off, it was daytime. I woke up, it was nighttime. I said, something ain't right. All right, y'all be
Antoine,
blessed, man. Continue doing your great work, man.
thank you, brother. You too, man.
All right
Likewise.
now.
Love what you're doing. We'll talk real soon.
10-4.
All right, man.
All
Now
right.
that made my day. That made my day. Go Giga, we definitely gonna snatch that. We've been talking about doing that, Phil. We're gonna snatch that and put that on Reels. Speaking of Reels, since that is most of the entertainment we have for tonight, do y'all ever get bogged down looking at Reels? My son told me there's a name for that, where you start looking at Reels and you just keep on looking at them. You before you looked around, you've been looking at them for like an hour. Facebook Reels. That's pretty interesting. We're gonna put a little bit of that, a little taste of that. We're gonna put that out there to promote the dialogue, and hopefully we can get him back in the next few weeks. Brother Antwan Murphy. That was something I want. Oh, I told you all that if I went to see the movie Michael, that I would give you my own assessment of it. I've been telling you what everybody else said about it. Well, let me tell you what my wife did. I had a day. I come off of a horrendous week, but I had a day last week. Monday we do the show, and I have another engagement early Monday. So Tuesday, I was just gonna just be a deadbeat Dozie. I was just gonna lay around the house and do nothing. Y'all ever had them days? Even when you're off, if you're still working. That's what I had determined to do. Well, my wife woke me up, or when she heard me moving around, she said, "Baby, we got about an hour and a half. The show starts." She had already bought the tickets to go see Michael Jackson, and we went to see it. All I can say to you guys is it's an excellent movie. Forget all of the chatter about how it ended. Ended, I think, in 1988, so it didn't get a. They still, I understand they've already started working on the sequel, and it didn't talk about legal part, all of that stuff. Just go and enjoy the movie. You'll enjoy the movie, the acting. Kudos to Neil Long, my boy. Gosh, I cannot think of his name. He played the part of Barry Gordy. It was just awesome. Just awesome. Neil Long was an excellent Catherine Jackson. Catherine Jackson, hey, happy birthday to you, Mother Jackson. She just turned 96 years old. I think it was Saturday. And Jafari Jackson, Jermaine's son, who played the part of Michael, bro, all I can say about you, man, is that you rock. You are an awesome actor, and to capture Michael's dance moves like you did, you off the chain. And happy birthday to my man. He has an African name. I'm not going to try to do it. We've been playing his videos lately. We've been getting away with playing his videos. He calls himself Swisher ×3. Go to his page. Go to his Facebook page. Go to his YouTube page. He had a birthday on yesterday, and he thanked all of his many followers who have afforded him an opportunity. He started this thing during the pandemic. It was called Good Vibes, primarily in Walmart, Sam's stores. He's went all the way to the Eiffel Tower and just done impromptu dance steps that has just lifted, brought joy to people. And he had a birthday. And go to his page and just hear him and see him talking out of character and just sharing thanks to everybody for supporting him and all he's doing. Man, listen, as I see it, I love doing this show. I love doing this show. I love working with the Go Giga team. I love working with my daughter. I know Madam Producer gets frustrated because I'm getting stuff into her at the last minute, but I love working with my daughter. She's our oldest. We have 3 children, blessed to have partnerships with all 3 of our children in business interests, and just awesome. Her name is Latoya Glenn, and we just bless God for her and this Go Giga team. So you see what's happening around us. You see what's happening. Keep a close attention to what's happening in the state of Florida. NBA playoffs are on. My wife becomes a sports widow during this period. I think I'm more glued to the TV then than I am the NFL playoffs. I don't know. We'll gauge it at some point and see. As I see it, I love being Dozie for Dialogue with Dozie. I'll be glad my brother can be back. Maybe he can be with me when Antwan comes back. We're nothing without you, though. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for making this a great episode of Dialogue with Dozie. Every Monday night, 8 o'clock, be here. I want to get comedian Sean Jones. I want to talk to Antwan about him, the guy that makes the Allied commercials. But thank you all so much, man. Whatever you do, go out and have a great week. The rest of this week, have a productive, have a peaceful, have a powerful week, and enjoy yourself. Keep your head, as Earth, Wind, and Fire will say, to the sky. God bless. Dialogue with Dozie. We are out. Boom.